So, yeah, you would really enjoy it, I think. Fantastic examples of Tiffany's work that were salvaged. They would have ended up on a junk heap and thrown away if they hadn't been saved by the people there.
How do you know so much about this place? And by the way, I forgot my turtleneck and my surly mood.
I serve on the board of trustees there.
Oh, so you should take that station, that stop. See, I haven't ridden the subway before. I mean, the rail. I don't even know what I'm on, but it's pure oxygen.
Just have fun. Do you have kids too?
No, this is my child right now. But I love people so much. You know.
Could you teach my kid how to draw?
Of course I could.
I love that.
Oh, I love meeting people in new places. This is perfect.
Too. Yeah.
Hey, why don't you all skip work and we can all go have lunch? Come on, do it.
Well, I do own the company. I suppose I could.
I would love to, but I work at Hotel Bohemian. I'm a waiter there, and I can't take off. But could we do it on the weekend?
Do you have a twin brother who's a nurse?
Yes. He works at Florida Hospital. How did you know?
You know, I know the owner of that restaurant. I could call ahead and see about getting you the day off.
Really? Wow.
That's such a good time. We're going to eat lunch together, and I can draw you. Oh, my gosh. And then we can go play in the park.
The things that happen on a sunrail is so beautiful, I tell you.
It's
amazing.
Well, there's so many things I would love to see happen, too. But now since we've made our date, we'll have to meet in the near future. Until then, why don't we go meet some new people?
Okay. Yes, there they are. They're right out here.
I suppose.
Hey, people. Yes.
All right. That was one of the crazy parts of the evening. Get ready for the next part, because now you're gonna ride with us. We're gonna have a little fun with a little improv with all of you. We're gonna get into little groups of 3. So find your nearest neighbor and just get into groups of 3. You can move the chairs around if you'd like. Go ahead. Don't be afraid. There's not going to be like one of me in your face. Don't worry. Okay. So, now that you've found your group, we're going to give you about 5 minutes. And as you can see, among us, there was a curmudgeon. There was a kind of a business, practical guy. He's positive, but he's there for a practical reason. And then there's the idealist, who's just happy to be alive and is ready for a new experience. You can pick one of these 3 characters, something that you're aligned with or something that's totally not you, or you can pick a totally different thing, but pick a character. Don't be yourself. Pick a character. Talk about it now. Decide who you want to be for this little improv. Go. 5 minutes.
think so?
I'm going to make a little mini announcement if you've already figured out who your character is. Now start talking about how you're going to act that out and what your expectations are and what your hopes are for this. Okay, you should have had time to figure out who you are, how you're going to tell us all about your ideas, your hopes, your expectations, everything you think about Sunrail experience, what it's going to bring to Florida, what it's going to bring to you, all that stuff. Improvise. So I could take a volunteer group, or I can pick someone. Yay, all right. Would you please kindly come up to these chairs so our lovely Stephen can get you on camera and watch the cord. And which one of you will take the mic first? How about you? And please introduce yourselves in character.
In character. Well, we don't have names, but I'm the curmudgeon. Did I say that right? I am a grandmother on her way to visit her son.
I'm a 7-year-old, and I'm playing my game, and I'm really, really gonna beat them this time.
Dude, I'm just hanging out. Cool. Yeah. So what you got going over there with the little game thing there, little girl? Cool. Score. All right. Where are your parents, by the way?
Oh, that man looks weird.
Oh. They should have waited until I finished playing the game. I told them I was finishing playing the game. Where did they go? Did you see my mommy?
What do they look like?
Me and this big.
I think I saw him leaving the last stop.
I'm sorry. Did you say you're lost? How old are you?
Who are you?
I'm somebody who cares. Where are your parents? Why are they not here? How is that possible? How do people lose a child in a train? Where are your parents?
Well, this is my first time with them, and they told me to not, play the video game. And I was
My God, this generation of parents.
But you won't tell them, will you, that I was playing a video game? Because then I'll get in trouble, and then they'll take it from me, and then I won't ever be able to play the video game again.
Well, we need to find them first.
I've got nothing to do today. I'm taking the day off from school, so I'll just get you back to your parents, and it'll be cool. We know where they got off.
I know your intentions are good. I'm going to help this child. You can help, but it's okay. Don't get too involved.
I think he just wants to play with my video game.
It's possible. Now, how can we find your parents in this big train? There's a lot of people. What do they look like?
What did I say they looked like?
I think she said they look kind of like her, but taller.
Yeah, probably the two people completely unaware that they lost their child. Well, shall we go look for them? Or maybe we should wait until the train stops.
Or maybe you can wait until I finish the game, you think, maybe?
Next stop, Rethink station, 30 seconds.
Okay. 30 seconds. 30? 30?
30.
I tell you what we're going to do. No. We're going to go, leave the train, go to the main office at the station, and then we'll look for your parents there, since we don't know where they are in here. And we'll take it from there.
Thank you. The lost child scenario, always a nightmare. With the video game. All right, since you fantastic guys are back there, why don't you come up next? Are you not ready? You look ready. Let's give him a hand.
Oh, so much. Yay. All right. Welcome.
Well, oh God, that's loud. I'm the curmudgeon, and I'm just annoyed because I couldn't find any decent parking anywhere near this station. So I actually had to drive 20 minutes longer than it would have taken me to just go to my destination, just to park here for this train.
I'm an undercover cop, stopping terrorism in its track.
I'm the terrorist.
So not only am I going to have a parking ticket, I'm going to get blown up today.
If all goes well, if all goes well.
Typical.
Did I just hear something about bombs?
That was.
It's okay, you don't have to worry about it.
No, you don't understand why I'm here. I'm here to stop people like that.
You hear about this?
I just want to get back to my car in one piece.
What are you talking about? You can't get back to your car unless I save your life.
What are you doing?
Understand? We are in
I think you just attached a bomb to my chair.
I heard that it was like a yellow alert somewhere. Or maybe it was a red light. I think it was a red light. So, I don't know if you know this, but on trains, people do bad things.
Frequently.
Are you one of those bad people?
No.
Are you one of those bad people?
I'm just vaguely
You're
annoying.
going to get
I'm
a
not
park
bad.
light. I mean, a parking ticket. That means you've done bad things. What do you think about this guy? You think he's a terrorist?
I don't know, he's kind of peculiar.
He looks like it. He's wearing a jacket in Florida.
You know what you can hold in jail?
Listen, you long-haired hippie. I just saw you attach a bomb to my chair, so don't you go throwing me under the bus or the sunrail. Don't.
It's under his chair. You gonna believe this guy with a jacket?
Why would I
You
put
do
a
look
bomb
like
under
somebody
my
that should
own
be on
chair?
this train. I'm not so sure about this guy.
I got flip-flops on.
Flip-flops. How can he carry a bomb with flip-flops on?
What kind of an undercover cop announces that he's an undercover cop?
I'm trying to fool the terrorist. Nice try there, buddy.
He's
I'm on to you. I'm on to
sitting
you.
right next to you.
I'm on to you.
There was a poster.
This guy
There
can't
was a
be a
wanted
terrorist.
poster in the Sunrail
Look
station.
at this man. Look at this man. He looks like he likes to eat popcorn. Go for walks in the sun.
Could you please just blow up the bomb to end this scene, please? No! Yay! And we're all dead. That's what you get for using public transportation.
Thank you. One at a time is much easier here, just so you know. Although that was very entertaining. Shall we move this way across the room or skip to you guys? You're not ready? Okay. I know Joe's ready. How about you three? Yes. You are a participant, like it or not.
Hello, we're on the train, and we're triplets, and I'm from out of the country, and it is our brother's wedding. And I am wanting to see Orlando. What's there to see here?
Well, there's lots to see in Orlando. Obviously, there's lots to see. Everything that Sunrail touches. You can start up in the north part in DeBerry. I'm sorry. Oh, I am I happen to live in Lake Mary, and I'm a lawyer, and I go downtown all the time to the courthouse. So I'm taking the day off to spend with her and show everything that we can do in Central Florida that is touched by Sunrail.
And I'm the curmudgeon, one of the triplets. I live in Ocoee, and I have no use for the Sunrail. It's just a waste of time and my money. I'm not going to use it, but I have to pay for it anyway.
You've always been a little bit of a, well, I won't say it.
What was that? Go ahead, you can say it. I
You're-
know
why-
there's been sibling rivalry among us all.
No. I want to have a fun day, guys.
Okay. Can she have a fun day?
Of course. Why not?
And so you're going to ride with us?
Okay.
All right. And we're going to start. Where shall you drive your car, and we'll meet you on the train?
If I have my bicycle from out of the country, is there a place? Because I have my bicycle. What about my bicycle?
Well, you can take it on the train.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. I don't go anywhere without it.
You don't go anywhere without it? Well, that's great. Is that going to be all right with you?
I guess.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we meet up in downtown in Sanford and have lunch at a really good German restaurant? Do you like German food?
I love it.
Okay, there's a really good German restaurant. Then we'll catch the jitney from there to the train station over near where the Amtrak station is, as well as the train that runs to Washington.
Whoa, Washington?
Yes, you can put your car on it and go all the way up there.
He's talking about the auto train.
Yeah.
That's my brother.
Oh, I thought we were going to go on Sunrail.
No, we are, but we're going to go to the station, which is right near there, and then we're going to go south.
Okay.
You with me on that?
Does he know what he's talking about, Dina?
Never.
Okay.
Is it safe? This subway? I'm kind of. Oh no, it's not Sunrail.
It's not a subway, but go ahead. Go ahead. What do you say, Curmudgeon?
If we can't find her later, it's because she took the subway and we're on the Sunrail. Okay. Is it safe? I don't know. I've never been on it. I don't need that. I just, I drive my car.
I think our stop is here. I think. I just looked outside. It's slowing down the train.
It is. And it's not snowing, right?
I hope not.
Okay.
Okay, so where are we? Is this Winter Park?
Yes, it is.
What's going on here that's so special?
Well, there's going to be an art show this weekend.
Oh.
Do you like art?
Yes, I love art.
One of the things they're supposed to do when the Sunrail, and they just started, is supposed to put art in all the stations. That'll be really cool, won't it?
It would be really cool, but I think the subway stopped. I think we're ready to go.
Well, you want to get off. All right.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to get stuck.
I like the idea of going to the Winter Park Art Festival, except the Sunrail doesn't run on the weekends. Seriously, no weekends. Sorry. Unless you guys want to pay for it. Got some deep pockets. How about you guys next? Whoa. One for you.
So, I'm an artist, and I'm fantastically excited about the Sunrail because I'm spending so little money on gas that I now have 8 different colors of spray paint. But I really wasn't expecting this thing to be this crowded. And that woman, oh my, what is all that paper? And this dude next to me seems a little, something ain't right here. I wasn't expecting it to be crowded at all. Hopefully everybody will get off soon, and then I can see just which colors are gonna go.
I wouldn't be on this, but because I'm having a dinner party. People call me Jesus. They mispronounce it. Sometimes they call me Jesus, but whatever. And I've got my group entourage: Peter, Paul, John, Mary, and Dancer, Prancer, and we're trying to find a place to eat, but we have to take the train because there's 13 or so of us, and we're trying to figure out just where we're going to eat. And I'm driving around on the train, or Sunrail. Oy vey. So that's my story. I mean, have you, looking for a place to eat? They got to serve wine, of course. And, if they have a shoe policy, I'm in trouble because all of us are wearing sandals. Apparently, people get real upset about sandals and robes and thorny crowns and shit.
Oh, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you got piles of, what is all that paper? Do you need all that?
Yeah, I'm a patent lawyer. I have to work all the time. I can't drive. I don't have time to not be able to look at my paper. I have to be on my BlackBerry. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. I really have to work.
Oh man, that's the upside to the Sunrail for sure. More non-billable time to work. That's a great idea. Is that all different color Sharpies?
I have to be really organized.
Oh man, we gotta. I could do something with that.
I need these.
So where are you going, dude?
I don't know. We're just kind of traveling around, checking out the whole pathway, rail. There's different restaurants, going to Winter Park, seeing where, like I said, we have specific dietary needs that we got to fulfill, and I got to walk around and...
You ain't really called Jesus, right?
Well, you can ask my entourage right here. I mean, There's Prancer.
Oh, man. It just got way more crowded.
Aquaman. I forget their names, and sometimes they change them on me when I'm not looking, but, generally speaking, yeah. So we're looking for a place to eat that can hold up to about 13 people and, gets, like bread appetizers and stuff like that. Oh, man. And a very liberal shoe policy. That's what I'm looking for a restaurant.
I'm pretty sure there's one of those at the very next. In fact, I'm pretty sure what everybody else is looking for is at the very next exit. Because I was envisioning this as an empty car, man. I mean, I got stuff to do. Hey, can I borrow some of that paper?
Will you be more quiet if I give you some of the paper?
Oh, there we are. That's our call.
Well done. Thank you. Let's see. I think we have... You should be excused because there are only two of you. No, I'll sit in with you. Come on. Who am I? All right, Peanut Gallery. Hi, I just don't even want to talk.
I don't want to talk either. I'm really busy.
Oh, sorry to bother you. Can I ask you guys a question? I just moved down here and
yeah, you can ask me a question.
Where are you stopping? What's your next stop?
It's none of your business, man.
Sorry, I just moved in and I figured this was the easiest way to kind of figure out where things are in the city. Anywhere cool that I can stop at next?
Yeah, it's probably a good place to start.
Okay, all right. Anything off this next stop, do you think?
I don't know. Sanford can be kind of cool at night, but the train doesn't run that.
Yeah, the coolest thing is when you get a car to yourself. Nobody's trying to talk to you all the time.
I sold my car and bought an apartment to be close to the rail.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I just moved my bike here, so I figured that'd be easiest too.
Yeah, it's easy to put your bike on the train.
Okay, awesome.
I like it. Saves a lot of time, a lot of money.
Wait a minute, did you say bike?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a vintage 1970s kind
of
bike.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hey, you're cool.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Right. Yeah, there's plenty of cool places, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a bike?
No, but I was looking at yours.
What's really cool is that they have Wi-Fi on the train, so you can look up the bike paths on.
Oh, awesome!
While you're on the
Okay,
train.
cool.
What else does that Wi-Fi phone tell you? That's nice. Can I touch it?
There are many material things that you don't have.
Damn, I missed my chance.
Oh, cool. Well, I guess maybe if you get a bike, I could meet you here sometime, and you can show me some things to find around Sanford.
I'll get a bike.
But not mine. Okay.
Thank you. All right, last group, come on down. It's your big chance to ride the train of insanity.
So I am an executive at a solar energy company, and unfortunately I had to fire my driver so that I could ride Sunrail. And I felt really bad making him lose his job, but I felt it was my duty as, as an environmental advocate to support Sunrail. So hopefully it'll all even out.
Excuse me, I do not speak English very well. When the conductor comes, will you do me a big favor? Distract the conductor when he takes the tickets. I have no money, and I must get to the American Embassy immediately.
Hi, I'm a little lost here. I'm visiting my brother who lives in Miami, and I'm a big fan of Mickey. Love him, love him. I've always wanted to come here and visit, and I love everything about it. Everything, love it. So.
Who is this Mickey?
The ears and the.
Ears?
The ears.
Ears?
You know, the mouse.
You don't understand. I must get to the American Embassy immediately.
Maybe it's the same stop. Do you know where to stop to go to
I think you have to
Disney
go to
World?
Miami to go to the embassy.
Is this a train to Tampa or Miami?
This one goes north to Sanford.
No, I need to go to the park. The park is south, right? Is it?
Yes. Then you need to get off and go on the other side.
You don't understand. I must go to the American Embassy immediately.
Then you need to go get a car, sir. I'm sorry.
I have no money. I just have the passport.
You seem like a nice person. Maybe you can get off with us and help us go in the right direction.
Can you help me?
I'm lost.
I could do that. I'm still a little early. I can get off and help you, yeah.
Great,
You don't understand. I must go to the American Embassy immediately.
We'll make sure you get off the train and we can put you in the right direction.
Okay, should we change trains right now? I see
I
we're
don't-
getting
are we
into
getting
the
close to the
station.
stop?
Conductor?
Is there a train going the other direction?
We'll have to watch and look at the schedule. I'm not sure.
You don't understand.
Okay, let's change train.
Okay,
real
let's
quick.
go.
It's right there.
Come on,
Okay,
you have to go. Get the
come with
embassy.
us. Okay.
Well done, well done. Oh, we have a hidden group. Yeah, Pat Green. Oh. Pat Green, he's his own group. Darren McDaniel, our fearless founder. Yeah, he's the reason this place exists. Thank you, Darren. Pat. And Shayna.
Pat's a seat sharer. Don't share my seat.
Well, I am so totally excited to go out in downtown Orlando. Oh my God, I just can't wait to go out.
I'm just trying to find somewhere to go. Gonna get off the next stop, see what I can find, have my Zagat in my hand.
Totally.
I'm pretty indifferent. You got one. Okay, whatever.
I'm down to visit Orlando. I was at a convention, and I just figured I'd hop the rail and see what was on the other side of it.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
So, have you heard what time that new place opens? It's downtown Orlando. Have you heard it? It opens at 5 for dinner, right? And then I can just stay out late, right?
I don't know. I'll look at my Zagat and see. Let's see. What's it called?
Oh, I don't. It's just a new place. I don't know.
I should have had a nightlife thing. One of you guys must have a computer.
I'm a little medicated right now. I don't really know what you're talking about.
So do you all live here? Do you all live here in Orlando?
I go to UCF. I'm a freshman. I'm from Palm Beach.
What was the question?
But have you been out? I'm going out, so I'm going to go downtown Orlando, but then I'm going to come home really late. I'm just going to be really late when I come home, right?
You know what? Don't ask me. I'm too old for this scene.
So are we through Orlando? Because I thought Orlando was all Disney and all that stuff, and then what's all this stuff up here?
Downtown is like a whole different thing.
That's
what
Orlando?
Are you looking for?
That's not Jacksonville?
I don't know Jacksonville, but I think it's the capital.
I understand the confusion, though.
So, like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I'm going to get off eventually, so. No hurry. I'll be okay.
Yeah, nice. So,
Well, do you like your city?
Huh?
Do you like the city? Do you like being here? I mean, it's like my first time down here, and it seems
I don't,
pretty
but
interesting.
she's going to have a lot of fun.
But I'm going to be able to get back, right? I'm going to go out, and it's going to be super late, and I'm just going to stay out. I'm going to be able to get back.
I'm not sure. Maybe you should ask him.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the schedule. The last train runs, like, I'm going to have to go home early.
You mean I can't ride it back at night?
In Chicago, we don't have these problems. I'm just saying.
When does the last train run?
Conductor, when does the last train run?
7:30 p.m.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man. Looks like we're stuck. 7:22.
Where are we now?
Poinciana Station.
Oh my God.
Scene.
Thank you so much for playing along.
Oh, you want it? Off?
Thank you. Thanks, Darren. Okay, thank you so much for participating in that portion of tonight. It was very entertaining, and it gave us some insights into what the problems and issues may be, such as not being able to, terrorism, strange people talking to you when you just want to steal their bike, and not being able to go out to dinner and dance and then expect a ride home from the train, maybe a stranger. But, you know, they've probably been drinking, and you don't want to do that. So without further ado, we're going to now tell you a little bit about our actual selves and not our characters. Curtis, you want to go first?
So, the real me is not Juan, and I don't work at Hotel Bohemian or wherever it was. I live here at Urban Rethink, and I'm excited about Sunrail, but in preparing for this, we talked to Sunrail developers and designers and urban planners, and I interviewed, and we've talked to other people, FDOT, and I think the thing that I take away is that it's a first step, it's a start, but you know, for folks that want to really just take it for a joyride, that's not what it's designed for right now. It's just not in the plans. It's a business train. That's really that's the goal right now. Phase 1 opens from, you know, Sanford to Kissimmee, and it's to get people to and from work. That's really what it's about right now. And if there's a couple joyriders, that's sort of fine, but that's really not in the works. And we kind of learned that. We thought, what else could it be, and what could we generate idea-wise tonight to, and not just about the train or where it could go, but the whole overall experience. Did you mention our 2 words, beauty and diversity? Oh, okay. So our 2 sort of watchwords, our concepts that we wanted to work with tonight was beauty, creating more beauty, and a more diverse ride.
I didn't even mention our challenge. Shame on me.
You're here tonight because
Our challenge to create a methodology for Sunrail to provide its users and the communities it serves with an excellent experience that incorporates the virtues of beauty and diversity.
Right. Now you know why you're here. And now you're all emotionally invested, right? Because we made you get up and do that. So we wanted to kick around some ideas about what a more beautiful, a more rich, a more engaging experience with Sunrail would be. So that's why I'm excited about this. Kathryn, you want to share your feelings about Sunrail?
Yeah. Okay, the real me, well, sometimes I can be a curmudgeon, but the real me is I grew up here, but I have lived in Washington, D.C., and San Francisco, and Boston, and New York, and I just moved back to Central Florida this last year, or a little over a year, and I'm really missing having public transportation. It makes it really, really easy to get around. I like being able to park my car. I like meeting and having a diversity of people coming in and out of where I live and work and stuff. And I find it really sort of hard, especially having lived in Washington, D.C., for example. One of the neighborhoods I lived in downtown D.C. was a place called Adams Morgan, which is located, if you know anything about D.C., is near one of the areas that has all the best ethnic restaurants in D.C. And at one time when this was right before I moved in, it was considered a really bad neighborhood. As a matter of fact, there was sort of a joke, if you went after I moved in, if you went one block one way, you could park and be fine. If you went one block the other way, well, we may never see you again. But one of the things that happened is when the subway station at Woodley Park went in and became active, that area actually went into gentrification. And later, when I bought my house in D.C., I bought it partially based on its location relative to the metro station, because I could walk to the metro station and take it to work. And my property was actually, when I sold the house, my property was actually considered more valuable because of its location relative to the subway station. So, you know, my curmudgeon who was worried about my property values and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, at least in San Francisco, Boston, New York, you know, other places, D.C., property values usually go up, and there are all these little communities that tend to spring up around the subway stops. And I have really loved it, and it's like one of the things I really miss living here. You get to go more places and see more things and even make discoveries, because sometimes when you get off at a stop that you kind of like, you sort of zoned out and you get off at the wrong stop, sometimes you discover like galleries and places to eat and interesting neighborhoods that you didn't even know existed. So that's my pitch.
Thank you. And I am actually not too far off from my character, maybe a little less overzealous, but I am really excited to have something that cost me $2 a trip, so I can go visit a relative in DeLand instead of driving for an hour. I can sit for 2 hours and read, or create artwork on my laptop, and it cost me $2 instead of the $10 in gas. Well, $4 round trip. And I probably will be a joyrider once it happens, because I like to experience new things and get lost and find amazing things that I wouldn't have found before. So that's just my outlook. I'm anxious for it to start. Oh, yes. The presentation is kind of some of what I've experienced in other cities. When you're on the tube in London or the Paris Metro or New York, you see a lot of art. It can be actual art by artists that's being exhibited in the station. The station can be the art, and it can be performance pieces, such as the pants-free subway. Good timing. I planned that. And pants-free subway ride, and this is actually an artist. Her title is over there, hidden by the door. Buskers or musicians, just, things happen that you don't expect on other trains that have been around for generations. So this probably won't happen right away with Sunrail, but I really have high hopes that once it expands, once it's more accepted, thank you, and once, more people who are kind of joyriding, or even if they're just going to one place from another to work or something, if they want to strike up a conversation because they see somebody, drawing or working on a project, or, oh, what's that book you're reading? Maybe you'll meet that person that'll, help you collaborate with a new project or something. So I'm excited about it. Framework?
I was looking at my son back there. Aiden, do you like trains? Yeah. I mean, he and I do the silly ride. We get on Amtrak and we go from Winter Park to downtown and back. We love it, don't we? Yeah, it's cool. So we're going to ride Sunrail a lot. So you want to take this into kind of generating more ideas and brainstorming mode? Yeah, let me pull out our dry erase. Yeah, do you have that graphic? We can pull up. They have a... they're going to roll it out in phases. So phase 1 is Sanford all the way down to Kissimmee, and there's about 10, 11 different stops, all told. It's eventually going to go all the way into Poinciana and all the way up to DeLand. So, no, and I talked to Hal when he came in. He was thinking this was the high-speed rail, right? That the one that we talked about, Orlando to Tampa and back, and this is low-speed. What I find interesting, it's like old-school technology. It's just it's a diesel locomotive with a couple trains attached, and it goes about 40 miles an hour. It's a diesel locomotive. It's not solar. It's not wind. No, it's diesel. It's just like, yeah, sorry to let you down, but yeah, that's well, let me give you a little historical context, because the other thing we found out when we researched it was that they're using the most practical track. This track has been there for over 100 years. This is the original line. This was the Southern Florida Railroad around the turn of the century, and then it was bought by Atlantic Coast Line. And for many years, until the car dominated, right, and roads started getting put in, this is how people got up and down Central Florida. And I think that's a very powerful component, that we're literally traversing the same way that people have done 100 years ago. We're using semi-modern technology, but it's got Wi-Fi. Yeah. I know. Right. Right.
Yeah, the line is still going to be accommodating freight at night, so there's limits as to what they can do as far as modifying it. So yeah, after midnight, between like midnight and 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, there'll still be some freight running on it.
So the question is, we're going to increase train runs, so then you're going to have these crossings going more often, right? And then we might have more. I don't know. I'm not a transportation planner. There's probably some impact on that, but yeah. Did you have a question?
That's in addition to his question. That makes sense that, now there's enough train traffic that it's frustrating when you get stuck behind one. If there's going to be more, hopefully they're going to build bridges over overpasses. If they can't buy electric, maybe they can spend the money on overpasses to go over the.
This is true. That's a good perspective. Mike is an urban planner. He knows. I trust him. Yeah, okay, this is interesting. What they're doing, this track was originally it was the cargo line, CSX, right? And Amtrak leases that from CSX. This was pretty smart. They learned from Miami Tri-Rail. When I talked to these guys, they said what we did was we bought the track from CSX. So they own this line, so they lease it back to CSX. So the cargo line has to pay FDOT for the use of it, which means that these commuter trains get priority. They get priority passage, whereas if you take Amtrak, and my kid and I take Amtrak down to Miami, and we're always getting off for the cargo line, because from here down, CSX owns the track. So they're doing that, and they're running parallel tracks. So you'll have trains coming and going without diverting. So that's the other thing they're doing to make it fast. So as far as I know.
So I was going to say, I came from New York City, but what I would love to see is urban planners in all of the stops look at people that were joyriders. I mean, clearly people that were commuting and where they would park and what the facilities would be for that, what public transportation would be wherever they were working. I would assume those things were being done. But for joyriders, would look at sort of building things around the nexus of wherever the train stop was, or at least having public transportation that would facilitate you getting to interesting spots along that way.
Right. Everybody hear that? Yeah. Good. Yeah. Shift this into.
There was another item that I didn't mean to be an afterthought, but with the improv of the evening, I kind of lost track of it. But one of the things that I would love to see that would bring beauty and diversity to the experience is, bye, thanks for coming. Bye. Thank you. Is kind of it's an educational and entertainment experience where you can plug in to the train, and it has different channels like Siri or XM or something, but it's locally based. So there might be a history channel.
Mm-hmm. Or, yes, you're now passing the former town of Wilcox, which no longer exists, but in 1890 was a prominent turpentine community. And if you'll see over there to the left, that building was the first dairy farm in Central Florida.
Or, very nicely done, Curtis Michelson. Or it could be something more current, like, did you know this new restaurant called Jade Garden just opened up at the next step? If you're hungry, this is a great place. And not necessarily, advertisements, but there's a gallery in this town that has modern sculpture. If you get off at this stop and go 3 blocks and turn north, you'll see it there. There's public art at this stop. There are 15 sculptures within a walking distance of the train station. Just informational, educational, and possibly entertainment as well. That would kind of allow people to want to explore. This isn't my stop. See, I'm a driver. This isn't my stop, but next time I'm on here, I'm gonna come on a day that I don't have to be somewhere, and I'm gonna take that stop. I'm gonna get off at that station, and I'm gonna walk around, and I'm gonna see those sculptures, or I'm gonna go to that music venue and hear what they're talking about, or just something to kind of draw people into places they haven't been. So that was one of the ideas I'd like to see.
Before and after? All right. So when you guys were coming in, I talked to most of you and I asked for 3 words that kind of encapsulated how you felt more or less about Sunrail based on whatever you knew about it at the time. Now you know a little bit more about it, right? We don't know the whole story, but we kind of get the idea what Sunrail is going to be. So based on what you found out tonight, some of the ideas that are generated, we want to ask now, after our improvs in our evening, have any of your feelings, ideas changed? So on the back of the board, I've captured your thoughts. So I just want to do a quick inventory where we are now. Would anyone volunteer any further ideas about how you feel about Sunrail now?
When I came in, I mentioned, I think, that I wondered how affordable the ride was going to be. And now, if Anna is correct, it sounds to me like it's going to be very affordable, and I'm thrilled about that. I'm not the curmudgeon either.
Cool. Anyone else? Yeah.
I wasn't here in the beginning, but I was actually wondering about the affordability because of the $2 thing. Is that going to be like something that's added to the original transportation they have here, or is it separate? Yeah, like say you get on the bus and then, or the pay to park, or so.
Yes, you can use like a transfer. Yeah, that intermodal idea. Right, they're going to allow that.
Just to explain a little further on the fare, though, it's $2 if you're staying within a given county. So if you cross the county line, it's an additional $1. So if you're going from downtown Orlando to DeLand, it would actually be $4 one way. But still, when you look at how much, it really costs you 50 cents a mile to operate your car. when you add it all up.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Any other ideas?
I didn't give 3 words at the beginning, but I think I'm very happy that it's finally here. Happy. Hoping it will become a bigger, more extensive network to be on par with other major municipalities, and hoping that they will involve the community more, as she mentioned, maybe it was somebody mentioned about, making sure that the people that are riding it get polled about what they want, and the people who would like to ride it, so that the community is better served, not just commuters.
Got that, Anna? See? Joe, did the needle move for you at all?
No, it's always been good. In fact, I live in Lake Mary, and I watch them building the stations throughout the system. We got a big one going in Lake Mary, and they've got one in Sanford, and they've already tore down the Winter Park station to put a new one up. And I'm watching them lay the tracks, and actually they're laying a second line, and they're finished in our Lake Mary Boulevard, and they're now moving into Longwood, and I just can't wait for it to happen. And I'm anxious to get on that ride so I can, get downtown, and I hope that they extend the hours so that one can come down to First Thursdays and things like that on Thursday night. So that's Oma.
I have a question. Do any of you guys know how extensive the bus transportation is going to be, from where to the actual stations, so that he and all of us can access them?
I asked the FDOT rep that question today, and she said that there's a lot of work being done in Link. So the plan is, if you get off at a station, you should, or anywhere you live, the way she put it, if you live anywhere, you should be able to easily get from your house through Links to a station. Now, how long that will take you is anybody's guess, right? But I mean, they're making sure that they're going to try to make sure everybody the system ties together. But from day one, it's not going to be perfect, but yeah. Any other thoughts? Kathryn?
One of the other things I was going to mention is with public transportation that is really sort of ubiquitous in the cities that I lived in, it really gave a level of freedom to people with physical disabilities and the elderly that you don't see around here if they don't have a car. And I really like that, because one of the things I've done in the past is help, like when I was in Massachusetts, I helped the vocational rehabilitation for the state of Massachusetts figure out how to do things so that people with disabilities could get around more and have more freedom. And I think that's a really important thing, because that way they don't have to be dependent on somebody giving them a ride or, being stuck at home.
Judy?
I was just going to say, I would love to see Urban Rethink and Borough Press giving a voice to sort of unheard voices in Florida and unheard information in Florida, do some kind of guide that from main stations talked about key places, how to access them, and basically did a tourism guide so that, well, if you know what I'm saying, if they would do a tourism guide that would say to people, these are the interesting things. You can make a day of getting off at this station, and this is what you will see, and you're going to have an adventure. And that would be amazing. And I think this organization could do it as well. Yeah.
Cool. Any closing thoughts? Going once, going twice. Well, I think it would be fun to see the before and after. Let's flip it around. Because I would say, I'm just guessing, the mood was more negative when you guys came in. The words that I heard were, there was some positive. There was progress, fast, chugga was nice. But there was unrealistic, taxpayers are stuck, infeasible, over-optimistic, anxious to start, pissed off it took so long. Will it be expensive? A range of concerns. One person said romantic. Wrong policy, right idea. Connecting community, community connectivity. Government, short-sightedness. A range of feelings and opinions. And if we flip it to where we just... We are affordable, it's thrilled, feeling of progress, happy, hopeful for growth, hopeful that community is served. I think we still express some concerns. I think we all see the potential in it. Freedom for people with disabilities is a huge one, and obviously some things that Borough Press and other institutions can tie in. So I think there's a feeling like this could be big, but I might just personally, I just hope it's something original. It's Central Florida. I mean, if they just copied Tri-Rail South Florida or this other city, it's just another copy, but I think we should make it our own. And beauty and diversity is one of the ways we do it. We have a lot of diversity in this community, and there's a lot of really creative ways to make it a beautiful ride, an interesting ride. But it's only going to happen if people like us voice that and call Sunrail. So this is the call to action component. The guy's name is Mike Wacht, W-A-C-H-T. If you go to sunrail.com, I got to do this, right? Because they were supposed to show up, and where are they? Mike? They stood us up tonight. Okay, so call Mike, ask him why he didn't come. Tell him, no, share your enthusiasm for it. I mean, I think we all see the potential for it. And they need to hear from us. They need to hear from the community. They need to hear that we want something more than just a business ride, something more than point A to point B. You know, Mike, I'm going to just call out Mike Wilson here. He works with Metro Orlando as an urban planner, but he's also a huge bike advocate, and you were part of a former Kaleidoscope. Not to put you on the spot, but could you share some of your hopes as a bike advocate, what this could be?
Well, you know, actually, I'd rather just kind of talk about what I think really needs to happen in order for this to be a successful project and system. And that is that, I mean, first off, nothing significant really happens without money, right? Certainly when we're talking about something like this. Central Florida does not have a dedicated funding source for transit. That has always been our huge shortcoming. When you go to a lot of other major markets, they do have that. You know, basically, Lynx has to go with hat in hand every year to all the local governments and say, "What can you give me this year?" That's no way to operate a transit system. A little bit of background on why this is just a commuter train, why it's not going to be operating, at least initially, at night and on the weekends. This is also being done in conjunction with I-4 reconstruction. I don't know if you've heard about this, but I-4 is going to be seriously torn up starting in a couple of years for probably another 10 years, all right? And so, fortunately, Sunrail runs parallel to I-4, and FDOT, as part of mitigation for all the congestion that construction is going to cause, is actually going to be paying for the Sunrail operating costs that aren't covered by a fare box. So that's their rationale, is that it's dealing with that commute hour congestion. But we don't have congestion problems at 9 o'clock at night for the most part, or on the weekends. So if you want to see evening and weekend service, basically you've got to bug your local elected officials to say, we need to support it. Yeah.
So we shouldn't call Mike Wacht the PR guy from Sunrail.
No, really, you talk to your local elected officials. Okay. They're the ones who need to hear the story, hear your interest in making this more than just a commuter rail.
But ask Mike why he didn't come out today.
Right. Yeah, that would exactly.
Thank you, Mike. Kathryn and Curtis, do you have anything else you want to wrap up with? No? You're good? I just want to thank you all for being here. It means a lot to the community that you show up, because you're the thinkers and you're interested, and I know you are the people who make things happen and you make change happen. Each and every one of you here, I know, does something. Even if I don't know you. I don't know you, but I know I can see in your eyes. So continue, please, to do those things that are making our community better. And please come to another Kaleidoscope. It's different every time, different topic and different method of presentation. You may never have to do improv again. Thank you very much.